Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 1 part 2 our environment. In this video we are going to learn about the human made resources, the human resources and conservation of natural resources. So these topics will be covered in this video. So here we have the human made resources. Now in this, the resources that are created from natural substances by the human beings to produce valuable products that can satisfy the needs of the people are known as human made resources. For example, we have roads, railways, buildings, parks, offices, etc. Now, man-made resources require high technologies along with skills, knowledge and intelligence of human beings. And human beings change the original form of the natural resources by using their skills, knowledge, intelligence and high technologies. For example, iron ore is less useful in its raw form, but its value gets increased as it turned into some useful products like machines, cars, buses, etc. And this is done by the skills, knowledge and intelligence as well as the technological uh, development. The same way we can take the example of gold. When it is in raw form, it is not very useful or that much valuable. But once it is changed into ornaments, it is highly valuable and useful for the human being. So, human made resources are created from the natural substances, but it needs human knowledge, skill and intelligence as well as technological development for the to change the natural resources into valuable items. Here you can see the picture of human made resources. We have park, we have vehicles, we have furnitures, buildings, roads, aeroplane, books, industries and many more. So here you can see some of the human made resources. Next we have human resources, which refers to the number as well as physical and mental abilities of the people. That means it refers to the number of the people, that means how many number of people are working, also their physical ability and as well as their mental ability. Now only human resources can make efficient use of resources through proper management and utilization. They also contribute to the development of various resources. Now, human resources use their knowledge, skill and technology to transfer natural materials into valuable products or resources. As we have given the example of iron ore and gold, silver, this kind of things. Now, human resources are the most significant resources on the earth as they have ability to change the natural resources into valuable products. Now, here we have human resource development. So, improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Now, health and education help in making people a valuable resource. So, the education levels should be increased because by education only they get the knowledge and they can improve their skills and abilities. Unlike other resources, Human resources have rather unlimited potential capabilities. The potential can be used only by creating a climate that can continuously identify, bring to the surface and use the capabilities of people, and that is done by the human resource development. The concept of HRD, human resource development, was first introduced by Leonard Nadler in 1969 in a conference in US. He defined HRD as those learning experiences which are organized for a specific time and designed to bring about the possibility of behavioral changes. So, we have HRD, that means human resource development, on government level also, and the minister of HRD is currently Ramesh Pokhriyal, and the function of HRD on government level is to formulate the national policy on education and to ensure that it is implemented in letter and spirit. Now, planned development including expanding access and improving quality of the educational institutions throughout the country, including the regions where people do not have easy access to education. So, it is basically to promote education so that people can develop their skills. Now, again and again we are reading and learning that human change the natural resources into valuable resources. Now, what is that value? So, the natural resources have great value. Their value can be categorized as economic value, legal value, aesthetic value and ethical value. So, economic value means products made of the natural resources bring high economic value, it brings money. Now, legal value means the acts that are started to control air and water pollution give legal value to these resources. Now, if we talk about aesthetic value, science, beauty of natural features and resource provide aesthetic value to natural resources. Now we have ethical value. The responsibility to protect national parks and sanctuaries refer to the ethical value of the resources. So here we can understand the different values of the natural resources. With the passage of time and the need of the human which is increasing, the people are using more and more of the natural resources. And as we know, all the natural resources cannot be renewed easily. So, our duty is to conserve those natural resources. So, here we are going to read about that. The conservation of natural resources refers to the careful management and control of resources so that they could be renewed and continue to be in use. Because once if we'll exhaust all the natural resource, we will not have it further to use. How can we conserve the natural resources? So, here we have some of the steps which we can follow to conserve the natural resources. Maintain diversity of life, minimize damage to the natural environmental system, understand the interconnections between economy, society and environment. Recycling and reusing of various resources is essential. Maintain a fair distribution of resources and opportunity for the present as well as the future generation. Like we can take the example of fuel which is used in the vehicles. If we will do carpool, we can decrease the use of the
fuel, and we can conserve the fuel for our future generation. Also, for the short distance, if we are traveling with bicycle, we are conservating the natural resource. So we can take some of the steps and we can conserve the fuel for our future generation, because if we will use in the same speed we are using, our future generation will not have these resources. Now we have management of resources. It is very essential for social and economic development of the people. Resource depletion and degradation today are important issues at national as well as global levels. Now many policies of governments are introduced to weight the economic efficiency for natural resources. As we discussed, the conservation of natural resources are very important. The management of these resources are very important. So we have sustainable development. Now it refers to the overall development of a nation, especially without damaging its natural environment, and such development should also be supported for coming generation. Now here we have some of the features of sustainable development. Careful utilization of resources, conserve resources for the future generation, respect and care for all forms of life, improve the quality of human life, conserve the earth's vitality and diversity, minimize the depletion of natural resources, change personal attitudes and practices towards the environment, enable communities to care for their own environment. So these are some of the features of sustainable development. Now we'll go little deeper in this topic. Sustainable development has been defined in many ways, but the most frequently quoted definition is from Our Common Future, also known as the Brundtland Report. Now in this, it is defined as sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. The key principle of sustainable development underlying all others is the integration of environmental, social and economic concerns into all aspects of decision making. The Sustainable Development Goals are also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Any questions and queries will be resolved in the online classes. Thank you, students.